Very good evening to one and all gathered here. On this auspicious event, I would like to welcome you all to the third day of International, which is a short-term course on soft skills, emotional intelligence and effective classroom management, jointly organized by JSS College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Karnataka, Malaysian Industrial Relations and Human Resource Association, Malaysia, Cap Comerian Trust and Lavender Literary Club, India. Today we have two speakers, Dr. Khairul Ahmad Daud, Associate Professor, Faculty of Creative Technology and Heritage, University Malaysia. Second speaker, Dr. Carla Loya, Assistant Professor of Educational Leadership, University of Hartford, USA. It's my immense pleasure to invite the moderator, Dr. Frank Joyson Satya, President of Lavender Literary Club, to introduce the first resource person. Over to you, sir.
Dr. Khairul Sir, Associate Professor, Faculty of Creative Technology and Heritage, University Malaysia, Kelantan. He is also a Deputy Dean, Academic and International Affairs, University Malaysia, Kelantan. He did his PhD from University Saints, Malaysia, and M.Ed, Master of Education from University Technology, Malaysia, and from the same university he did his degree, UG. BSc in Mechanical Engineering. He has published many papers in Scopus Index journals and delivered many talks in international conferences. Sir also received many research grants for his research projects, and he has his work experience are very vast. He nearly worked 19 years as an academician or innovator, and he also worked as an assistant engineer for 6 months and deputy dean for 3 years and deputy director for infrastructure UMK, University Malaysia Kelantan for 2 years. Now he is the dean of academic and international affairs, University Malaysia Kelantan. We Lavender thank Dr. Khairul Sir for accepting our invitation to be a resource person. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and be a part of this short-term course. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good evenings, and thank you very much, Dr. Frank Joyce. Yeah, nice to meet you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir.
Maybe next we can be next later, inshallah. Yeah. So thank you very much for Dr. Frank Joyson Satya, President Lavender Literary Clubs India. And for the all professor, maybe joins our meeting for today's associate professors, doctors, all academicians, and participations who participates our meeting for today's. Yeah. So. Actually tonight I just want to maybe not present actually, but it's just about sharing session. So I will share a bit about my experience, which is I'm service in the education system for the more than 20 years. So have a big experience. Maybe I can be share with all of you. Okay. So by the way, let me share my presentations slide first. Okay. So I see my slide presentations. Dr. Frank.
Okay, can Doctor, boleh. Can.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this is the topics actually give to me. This is about the soft skills, emotional intelligence, and effective classroom management. So this is a very long, a very lengthy topic actually. By the way, I try to give my best based on my experience, especially in the effective classrooms management. If we're talking about the classroom management and how to relate with a soft skill and emotional intelligence itself. So, the classroom management actually is not about having the right rules, but it's about having the right relations. Okay, it's having about the right relationships. By the way, how we want to relate between the soft skills and emotional intelligence. Okay, soft skill and emotional intelligence. When we say that we want to manage our classroom effectively. So that is the question that we must be think about. Okay, that based on what sound actually there. Okay, so by the way, based on that, actually, if we're talking about the effective classrooms management, first we must be plans. Okay, we must have a plans how to manage the class. We must, of course, firstly, when we're going or enter in our classroom, we need to know what kind we want to do when we enter our classrooms. Okay, what is our objective? What is the goals actually we need when we're going to enter our classroom? Of course, when we go into our classroom and want to manage our classrooms, okay, we the first thing is want to develop. Okay, we want to develop our student. Okay, we want to develop our student from they are know nothing. Okay, till they get some things. Okay, so to develop the individual or actually or the student actually, so we must be knowing the three domains. Okay, the three domains of learning. Okay, because that is a very important when we want to develop our students. Okay, of course, if we want to develop the student, we not just think that we develop that student itself, but we want to develop their cognitive, we want to develop their psychomotor, and we want to develop their affective. Okay, so cognitive means that's their way of thinking. Okay, and then psychomotor related with some kinds of technicals or hands-ons, okay, or means that practical something wants to do. Okay, but by the way, effective is another thing. Effective, okay, will control the cognitive and psychomotor, okay, by using a good or positive attitude. If you have a good attitude, if you have a good personalities, you can be control the cognitive and psychomotor of yourself. That is my opinions about the domains of the cognitive and psychomotor, which is can be controlled by using the effective a good effective itself. Okay, for the example, if you have a good cognitive actually we have a level of cognitive. Okay, so this level of the cognitive, as we know that the level of cognitive is knowledge. Knowledge is a very, we call it a first level or bottom level of the cognitive. So knowledge means that you know something, okay, you know something, but you don't know how to do that. You know the things, the knowledge is putting in your mind, but by the way, you just knowing without your understanding. Okay, that is a knowledge. Then after that, going to the next level is comprehensions. Okay, the next level is comprehensions, and then when you understand comprehensions means that you understand to do something. You understand to do, but you still don't know how to do that because you are not applied that knowledge yet. So the next level is application, and the other level is analysis, and then synthesis, and then evaluation. By why I rise this cognitive domains or the Bloom taxonomy, that is because we must be understand first, okay, the domain of cognitive. Then after that, we understand the domain of psychomotor, and then after that, we understand the domain of affective. By the way, when we already understand the three types of domains in the learning, so we can manage our class more effectively. Okay, if we're looking for the examples, okay, okay, for the cognitive domain actually. Okay, for the cognitive domains actually. Okay, in the first we have the level that I'm tell you before. Okay, for the example for the C1 is the remembers. If we refer to the wells of the cognitives there. Okay, C2 is the understand. Okay, C3 is apply. C4 is analyze. Okay, C5 is evaluate, and C6 is create. Okay, so there is the level of the cognitive that we must to inculcate on to putting in the into our students. Okay, how to do that? It's depend to the our plan. Okay, the plan. So of course, for the every or any courses that we want to teach, we firstly must be understanding the course learning outcome for that courses first. Okay, so to be understand, because if we're talking about the for the example course learning outcome, what kind of the course learning for outcome for the courses actually, when we're going and when we go to our class, we enter to our class and then want to give or deliver some kind of contents to our class. Actually, not just a content we want to deliver, but we must be know in what stage actually we want our students know, not just about the contents, but what are the student will be going. For the example, okay, we want the students maybe more have a high skills of the analysis. For the example, of course, we not just give or of course we not just to teach students in the one way only. In the one way only means that in the we call it that teacher oriented. Okay, the approach of the teacher oriented in the uh, teaching and learning, for the example. So to approach the students must be going more to the student oriented. That's why if we maybe if we go to the C4 and we C4, that's mean the level of cognitives in the analyze, for the example. So student will be able to analyze something. Student will be able to determine some things in the context of our courses. Okay, student will be able to inquire something in the context of our courses. So it means that it relate to our assessment as well. It's relate to our assessments. Okay, and it's relate to our task or assignment that we'll give to our students. Okay. So if we give to our student the task, maybe in the group or individual, but which is related or ahead of the, inquire some things. Okay, so they will be maybe solve the problems. Okay, give the problem something like we call it project-based learning or problem-based learning. Okay, some kinds of problems that we give to the student, and then after that, student will be investigates, and then after that, student maybe will discover all of that problem, and then they will be get the level of C4 or analysis for the cognitive domain. So it means that we not just give our students the assignment itself without plan, but we must give assignments or tasks to the student with a plans. So the plans must be referred to the course learning outcome that we already plans before. So that's why in the courses, in any courses actually, we need to have develop the course learning outcome first. Okay, the course learning outcome first. So actually, for the ones courses must be have a 2 or 3 course learning outcome. And this in the cognitive domain. I want to relate actually with a soft skills. Okay, actually we have soft skill. Why the cognitive domain? And then now we are going to the psychomotor, and then after this we're going to the affective domain, because the affective domain actually the most important thing or means that we try to I try to talking about. Okay, to explain about, which is to relate with the soft skills itself. Okay, by the way, we're looking first to the psychomotor domains. Psychomotor means that skill involving neuromuscular activities and physical manipulations. Okay, there is mastery requires practice. Okay, so in the psychomotor actually we have 7 layer or 7 stage of the psychomotor domains. Okay, the first stage is about perceptions. The second stage is about set. The third stage about guided response. The fourth stage is about mechanisms. The fifth stage is about complex over response, and 6 is adaptations, and 7 is originations. Originations means that some kind you maybe invent some things. Okay, so before you invent some things, maybe you do some kind in the level of adaptations, means that you innovate. Okay, before you invent. By the way, the first state is perceptions. Okay, means that in the psychomotor, when you're doing some things, okay, in the context of physicals or in the context of the technicals or hands-ons, okay, the first thing is about a perception. Perception means something like you observe, you observe something that what are they do, what are somebody else do something in a technical way, but you still don't know how to do that. You understand, okay, you understand and you know how to do that in level of knowledge, but you still don't know how to do that. Okay, by the way, P2 is about set, means that you're already organized. Okay, you already have some kind of readiness. Okay, some kind of readiness to do some things. And guided response is something like you attempt to do something. Okay, and mechanism is about for basic proficiencies. You want to do something, you already have some kind of basic proficiencies. But if you're going in the level, in the high level of the psychomotor, such as P5, it's a complex or over response. It means about you already have some kind of the expertise or expert proficiencies in the other level, okay, compared to the basic proficiencies in the level of mechanisms. Okay, so why I'm telling about psychomotor domains here? This is because we must be understand first the domain of cognitive, the domain of psychomotor. Because why? Because we want to develop the human being. And that is important. We want to develop a human being. We tackle with the humans actually. When we tackle with the humans, we tackle with the person, our students, okay, our graduations. It means that we want to develop, not mistake that the body of that humans being, but actually the domain of that humans. Means the domain of the psychomotor, the domain of cognitive, and the domain of effective. Okay. So how to develop that? Of course, we must to be plan first. Okay, we must be plan. Okay, what kind of course learning outcome when we teach that student at the end of the day, what kind of things that our student will be have, what kind of the student will be do, for the example. Okay, there is the effective domain, the last domain. Okay, the last domain, and then after that I relate with the soft skills. Okay, concerns. Okay, effective domains is the concerns emotional response to phenomena. Okay, so it means that it's emotional response to the their environments, the circumstance, okay, the phenomena surround us. Okay, it incorporates awareness of feeling generated to phenomena as well as value judgment about phenomena. Okay, it's about attitude. It's about student attributes. Okay, it's about the personality. So it's about student image and so on. So it means that, okay, if we're talking about the attitude is a disposition towards or against of phenomena that leads to an inclinations to behave in way reflecting, okay, the attitude. Okay, and then, okay, we go to the domain of the effective, because we want to plan what kind of effective domains in which level actually we want to educate our students, in level of responding, or in level of valuing, or in level of organizations, or in level of categorizations by value sets. So we have a lot of, so we have 5 levels, okay, of the effective domains there. So for the example, for the A1 on level or the bottom level or the low level of the effective domains is receiving phenomena. Means that you just receive anything happens around you only. Just receive the phenomena. And then A2 is responding the phenomena, to phenomena. And 3 is the valuing. Means that you value, you appreciate, okay, the phenomena that's how you respond. Okay, and then after that you organize the values. Okay, you organize the value of respect, the value of communications. Okay, so all of that value you will be, okay, organized. Okay, so that is the organizing values, and the last is the internalizing values. Okay, the internalizing values means that if you have the internalizing values or organizing values, so you know, your emotion itself, okay, your self emotion, your EQ or emotion intellects also will be under control. Okay, will be under control. So actually in the effective domain have some kind of that we call it soft skill, the category of soft skill. Actually I will show you a bit about okay, the well of to make it more clear here. Okay, for the example, okay, the well of the effective. Okay, the well of the effective here is, for the example, for the receiving phenomena A1. Okay, in the level of the A1, receiving phenomena means that one is expected to be aware, okay, of or to passively attend to certain stimuli or phenomena. You just simply listening and being attentive, okay, are the expectations. Okay. By the way, is you going to the other stage is responding, means that you start to be communicates. Okay, you start to be communicating. One is required to comply with given expectation by attending or reacting, okay, to certain stimuli. Okay, you give some kind of reactions, okay, to certain stimulates. Okay, one is expected to obey, participates or responds, okay, willingly when they asked or directed to do something. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the other thing is valuing. Valuing means that you display behavior. Okay, means that how we want our student actually display the behavior of consistent with a single belief or attitude in situation where one is neither forced or asked to comply. Okay, so how to do that? Of course, all of this domain, all of this stage in the domain of effective, actually, we can be train our student. We can be train our student by give them some kind of task, okay, some kind of project or assignments to them, and they will be able to do their assignments, okay, maybe in groups, individual or in individuals, and then okay, by doing the assignments, okay, student will be able to demonstrate. For the example, student will be able to select, means that that is the level of the valuing. Student will be able to propose something. Student will be able to explain something. So if we're looking in the works of all of these effective domains here, is looks like, okay, looks like in the category of the soft skills. Student will be able to study. Student will be able to prefer something, differentiate something. Okay, student will be able to propose something. Means that all of that things actually, okay, in the category of the soft skills. Okay, in the category of the soft skill. So it means here is, okay, okay, if we look into the soft skills, okay, what actually soft skill? Because this is the main topics that we want to discuss tonight. Okay, soft skills, and then we're talking about the soft skills, and then after that we're talking about the intelligence or type of emotions. Okay, and then after that the effective of to manage the classrooms. Okay, so soft skills, okay, actually skills or abilities and trait that pertains to personality, attitude. Okay, to personality, attitude, and behavior. Okay, that is the soft skill, which means that is about your behavior, that is about our students' attitude, and it's also about a personality. That is not just about a students only, but also is about ourselves only. It's also about ourselves too. Okay, so if we aware and if we knowing, okay, the kind of cognitive skills, if we knowing the kinds of the types of if effective, and knowing the type of psychomotor, so means that we can be controlled, okay, the cognitive and the psychomotor domains, if we have a good, okay, levels or of the soft skills. Okay, for the example, I'd say we have knowledge in our minds. Okay, but the knowledge just is still in our mind only, isn't it? The knowledge is just still in our mind. How to deliver that knowledge? How to convey that knowledge to the others, for the example. We also have skills, okay, in the hands-on. We know to do something in the technicals, for the example. But how to tell somebody else, maybe, okay, or our students maybe, or our student want to tell to their colleague, okay, in the proper ways, to make them understand, what kind of hands-ons, what kind of technicals that they know, or what kind of knowledge that they have in their mind. How to do that? Of course, we must have a good communication skills. We must have a good communication skill. We must have a good way how to deliver that knowledge to the others. So means that, okay, to getting a good soft skills, to getting a good communication skills, to getting a good cooperation skills, to getting a good collaboration skills, and so all of skills that's categories in the soft skills, we must be trained our students in the domain of the effective. Not just our students only, but if we realize that and we know what kind of attribute actually in the category of effective, we also can be trained ourselves. We know that we are not really good in the communication, for example. So we can be trained ourselves, not just train the students only, because we realize that is our weakness, that is our obstacles, for example. So we can be trained ourselves because we realize that. But if we don't know, okay, what is our weakness actually? So we don't know what is our weakness. So if we don't know, how can we train, okay, by putting in the right points? So soft skill is not just about formals or technical knowledge, but is about the abilities and traits that pertain the personality, attitude, and behavior. Okay, that is the soft skills. Okay, so if we're talking about the soft skills, okay, because hopefully all of us or all of you can be understands that why I'm relate the effect, the cognitive and psychomotor, because I want to tell here that, okay, soft skills is a very important domain. Soft skill is a very important skills which is putting in the domains of the effective, which is that's domains of the effective. We train to the students to make them enhance or empower the soft skills in their self. Then they can be control their knowledge. Then they also can be control the psychomotor itself. So you have a good cognitive skills, but you didn't have a good effective skills or effective domains. Okay, so your knowledge is just putting in your minds, and you cannot be delivered to everybody's. So that's just waste, okay, waste your talents only. So that's why the talents actually is never enough. Okay, you have a talents maybe in a thinking. You know how to think in a critical way. You know how to think in a criticism way, for that example, but you don't know how to deliver your critical thinking to the others. Means that is waste your talents. So soft skill is a very, very important. And by the soft skill also, not just we educate or not just we train our students only, but ourselves also, if we can be train ourselves in terms of management, for example, how to manage. Of course, manage is one of the soft skills. So how to manage it. Okay. So how to solve the problem, how to control your stress, how to have a kind of self-regulation studies, for the example. So if you know how to do that, of course, you can also manage your class effectively. Why? Because you control yourself. You know how to control yourself, and then you putting the skills of the control, the skills of the manage, okay, to manage your class in effectively. So that's why in the first said before, okay, I'm bro, that a classroom management is not about having the right rules. Didn't have any right rules to manage your classroom, but it's about the right relationships. It's about how or the way you control yourself, how the way you develop rapport and relationships between your students. Of course, all of that things, okay, going back to the skills of the soft skills. Okay, so what are industry needs actually? Okay, if if we look into these slides, okay, that is about the questions is about the industry needs. Why? Because that is a very important issues nowadays, which is, okay, industries not only just needs the student who have a good performance in the academic only, but also good skills in the soft skill. Okay, good skills in the orals and good skills in the written communication skills. Okay, so also about the critical thinking ability, problem solving, ability to work productivity on a team. So that is what our industry needs actually. Actually, a lot of things that industry needs actually. So the industry needs, okay, nowadays not just about the cognitive skills. It's not just about the way you're thinking, but the ability of critical thinking itself. Okay, that is not just about your knowledge only. That is not just about performance in your academic only. You have a 4 flag, for the example, in the academic, but by the way, you didn't know how to work in teams. For example, you didn't know how to discuss with somebody else. You don't know how to deal with somebody else. You is a good in your courses. You have good in your academic, but industry not looking the person just good in the academic, but also good in the soft skills. Okay, so I'm just bring here is about the importance of soft skills. Okay, the importance of soft skill. Soft skill is a very important. Okay, not just for industries also, but also just for industry, but also how to manage the classroom effectively. Also, we need a soft skill in ourselves. So in this context, that means soft skills in the context of our students and soft skills in the context of ourselves. So to handle interpersonal relations, to take appropriate decisions, to communicate effectively, to have good impression and impact, to gain professional developments. So that is a very importance of the soft skills, isn't it? So nobody knows, okay? Everybody knows, okay, about the importance of the soft skill, but maybe not everybody realize that we have lots of attributes in the soft skill. So if you want to know more about the attribute of the soft skill, you're going back to the domain of the effective. Okay, when you're looking back to domain of the effective, you can be seized. Okay, you can be found that or most of attributes in the effective domains which is related with soft skills needs or soft skills categories. Okay, so there's some examples of skills that maybe in the categories of the soft skill. For the examples, communications, effective in the communications, effective in the meetings, effective in as a leaderships, conflict resolutions, problem solving strategies, dealing with difficult people, how to dealing with a difficult people, or dealing with a difficult students in our class, for example, how to deal in that. So you need to have soft skill to deal in that, because in our class actually we have a variety of students. We have a variety of students that have a different ability. So we have a good students, okay, maybe, and we maybe have some moderate students in our class. Okay, they are sit together and learn. Okay, together in the class. So how to do that? How to do that? How tackles that students? How to tackles in the group of that student? We have a variety of students there. So to do that, of course, we need some special approach. Is depend to the situations. It's depend to the situation. Okay, so what kind of approach? So actually it's depend to us lah, because we have our own experience. Maybe for the young or for the young academicians didn't have sufficient experience about that. They will be going through the process and they will be get the experience. Okay, hopefully. Okay. By the way, the most important thing is the methods to teach, okay, and then the approach to teach. Okay, the approach of teaching and learning. Maybe you have a students-oriented learning, yeah, and then we also have the approach of teacher-oriented learning or exam-oriented. Okay, so we have a lot of kind of approach in the teaching and learning. So you can be learn a bit about that and try to be try to be practiced in your class. Okay, by the way, experience is very expensive. By the experience, you can be dealing not just with a difficult people, but in the difficult in a difficult situation as well. Okay, and then stress management, time management, and organizational skills, presentation skills, transitions, and change, or a lot of things in the soft skills. Okay, these some of the examples, still the soft skill example, like problem solving, teamwork, managing your manager, conflict management, okay, leaderships. So this is the soft skill in the effective listening. Okay, effective listening, all of that thing. Okay, so who benefit from soft skill? Of course, us. Okay, ourselves. Okay, employees, executive middle is the example only. Middle management, supervisor, consultant, and analysis professionals, employees. Okay, so and then of course our students as well. So we must be train our students to give them a good soft skills in terms of what? So back to our plan, back to our course learning outcome. Okay, what kind of soft skill that we want they master? We want they masters in the communication skill. We want they masters in the problem-based learning or problem solving, for example. So to masters in the problem has a problem solving. Okay, so we must give them more problems. Okay, more problems in the high order thinking skills levels, and then we must be facilitate them. And that's important. We must be facilitate them how to solve that problem. Okay, we not teach them how to solve, but we facilitate them how to solve, and they can be solve that problem by themselves. They think, so they learn how to think, they learn how to get the right sources, they learn how to deals with somebody else in order to solve their problems, for example. And then after that, okay, they got a lot of set of skills, okay, in terms of soft skills, okay, when we train students in that way. So the approach, okay, to teach the student is some things are different, but that is a very important. Okay, that is a very important. So the approaching to teach the student. So it's still going back to, okay, manage our class effectively. Okay, so to manage our class effectively, the first thing is we must be know the goals or the objective of the class first, or the courses first, and then after that, we must be set the learning outcome. The objective means that the learning outcome, and then after that we must be plan how to achieve that objective, how to achieve that course learning outcome. Okay, and then we must be evaluate, or we must be assess, make some kind of assessment to assess, okay, the jobs are doing by our students. Okay, so there's the emotional intelligence. We go to the emotional intelligence, and after that we relate to the soft skills. Okay, we have a soft skill, we good at soft skills. Maybe we good to communicate. The communication is good. The deals with somebody else we good. But the other thing is we also must be control our emotions. We must be control our emotion. So emotional intelligence is a person's ability to understand their own emotions. So we must understand our own emotion, and we also must to understand the others' emotions. Okay, and to act appropriate using this emotion. That's important. So means that we must be understand the environment itself, the situation at that time itself, and then after that, okay, emotion will be play the main roles. Okay, when we want to use our skills of soft skills. So here is emotions play a main roles to control the soft skill itself. Okay, and then emotional intelligence is never stop growing. Okay, because we are always evolving as people, for sure. Okay, so we must be nurtured EQ, not just towards our students only, but also in ourselves also. Okay, so in tonight, okay, we're not just talking, or we're not just to share about how to nurture the emotional concepts in ourselves, but also how to train it to the student itself. Okay, so that is very important. So these some elements of the emotional intelligence: self-awareness, empathy, motivation, self-regulation, social skills, and then how the emotion work. It's come from our thoughts, and then going to the emotions. Okay, from the emotion transfer or convert to our behaviors. What are we actually we reflect to our emotions, and then we got the result. We got the result. The result may be positive, the result may be negative. It depends to our behavior, and behavior also reflect to our emotion. If we anger and we cannot control our anger, for the example, of course the reflect of the anger is a negative behaviors. But by the way, if we can be control the emotion, we can change, okay, the negative behaviors to a positive behavior. Then we get a result in a positive way. Okay, so there is the types of emotions, especially at workplace. Okay, student also must be, knowing, okay, about the types of emotions, because they also one day will be going joins the industries at the workplace, for example. Okay, maybe in the class, for example. So the positive emotion, such as confidence, okay, your confidence to do some things, you have a satisfactions, you have a calmness, excitement, joy, all of that thing in the left side is a positive, and the negative is the opposite of the positive. If you feel worried, so means that the emotion is worry. Why you worry? Okay, because you think a lot of things in a negative way. So you didn't have a good confidence. You didn't have enough confidence to handle something, for the example. So you still feel worried. Okay, you feel worried. Why you worried? Because you didn't have a support, maybe. Okay, so it's going back to the soft skill. Okay, if you want to change, okay, the emotions of worry to the confidence, for the example, what you want to do? Of course, first you must be maybe seek some kind of support from your colleague or from your partners, for the example, and then after that you can be work together, you can collaborate together, discuss, you work in teams, and you try to you know divide your worry, your feel of worry to your friends, and then after that you do together. Then the worry emotion will be changed, okay, or convert to the confidence emotions. So it means that the soft skill is a very important, because if you didn't have a good friends, means that you didn't have a good communication skills. You don't know how to make a friends. You don't know how to discuss with others. You don't know how to solve the problem. So that's why you feel worried. You don't know how to collaborate with others. Means that you will be worried. So means that you didn't have a good soft skills. So soft skill is important to get or to have a good or positive emotions in yourself, not just ourselves, but also for our students. So try to be inculcate, okay, and nurture our students, okay, in a positive emotion. So to do that, the approach of teaching and learning not just in one way only. It means that not just in teacher oriented only, but it must be in the student oriented. Means that student in the groups, and then student do the problems or the tasks that give to them, and they solve by their own, and they through, okay, the process. That is the experience. They do they through the process to solve that problems. And then after that, one day they will be changed from the students who have a high level of worry in the emotions, and will be changed to the high levels of confidence. So we must be change our students in the negative emotion they have to a positive emotions. That is our mission as academicians for our educators. Okay, that is very important. To do that, we must be realize and identify what kind of soft skills that we need to putting inside of our students to make to train them, okay, to get a high level of the soft skill. Okay, so going back again to the effective domains. Okay, so because they have a lot of attribute of the effective, okay, which is have some kind of level in stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 until to stage 5, okay, in the content of the effective. Then after you master,
Sir, hello, voice not audible, sir. Hello,
yeah, pardon,
sir. Hello,
yeah.
voice not audible, sir, for the my. my participation.
Sorry. Wait a minute. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Anything? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry for the interrupt. Okay. Maybe you can be asked the question after this. Okay. So we just a bit okay, a short times to finish our my sharings tonight. Okay. So why emotion management is important? Yeah, that is a very important. Managements are a prominent features for organizational life. So we have for communications, productivity, professional reputation, and challenging environments. Okay. So that's why emotion management is very important. It's not just about communication. If you have a good communication in the workplace, then the productivity is going better. And then when the productivity is going better, of course, your reputation as a workers or as a executive there is going more better and good. And then after that, when you have lots of friends, okay, because you have a good reputation, you have a good supports there, so you can be take a challenge, okay, and then you can take the challenge and you putting yourself in a very challenging environments there. So you didn't have a feel of worry in your in your self. Okay, so that's why emotions management is a very important. So these are the factors that affect emotions at workplace. Okay, workplace diversity, maybe individual interest, transfer, reorganization, and superior. A lot of things that is the factors which is affects the emotion at a workplace. Okay, so this okay, the way going back in the first things that I'm raised before, okay, in the early presentations, okay, how to manage our class effectively. Of course, first we must be planned, and then after that we must be known and understands, okay, the vision and missions of programs that we want to learn and sorry that we want to teach, and then of course we must to knowing, okay, deep understanding, especially in the course learning outcome, because we manage our courses. Actually we manage our courses. We enter to the class, we want to teach them in terms of our contents, in terms of our fields, in terms of our expertise, for the example. But don't forget that we not just want to deliver that content in context of contents itself, okay, but we must to identify what kind of knowledge that we want to give to them, in what level. We just want to make them understand only, or we want make them apply, okay, the knowledge, or we want make them to analysis that knowledge or to synthesis that knowledge. Okay, so okay, the levels of cognitive, psychomotor, and effective, so we must be know, and we must be planned in what kind of level of domain that we want to achieve when we teach our students. Okay, then of course, okay, the delivery process is a very important. So that I'm told before, maybe we want to do a students oriented, the approach of student oriented, teacher oriented, exam oriented, and a lot of things. So it depends in what is our goals, what is our plan, actually what we want our student be. If want our student to be has a good in context of communication skills, so students must be active in the class. You cannot be expect that student can be communicate in the level of a good communication skills, but you are never ever teach them before. You just give some kind of in the one way, for the example, just give some kind of knowledge. Okay, maybe give a lecture, and then after that you are never asked and never make any discussion sessions in the class, for example. So you cannot be expect that our student can be have a skill of discussions, can be a skills to deal with somebody else, can be have a skill to collaborate with others. So of course the students oriented approach is more better compared than teacher oriented. Okay, and then after that, of course, okay, evaluation and assessment after the delivery process. So we must be assess our students, okay, that they will are they are they achieve, okay, the levels that we want them to be, okay, for that, okay. So I'm reverse against, okay, to manage the classroom effectively, we must be planned. To plan that, we must be knowing, okay, or masters, okay, in the domain of learning. Okay, we have three domains of learning: cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. By the way, affective will be control the cognitive and psychomotor. Why? Because effective is important, mediums that we use to deliver the knowledge and skills to the others. Okay, so I think this is my last slides. Okay, an effective teacher manage a classroom, but an ineffective teacher disciplines a classroom. So we manage the classrooms in a right way by doing in the bottoms, or in the fundamentals things that we must be aware and knowing all of the attributes, okay, in three domains, that what kind of things we want our students to be at the futures, okay, by fundamentals, knowledge that we can be manage, okay, our classroom more better in the future. Okay, thank you. I think we have a okay. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you, Dr. Frank, Joyce, and Satya. I think we have a times now, so I hand over my floor to Dr. Frank. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It is a very effective, informative, and lively section. Sir has discussed about the importance of soft skills, the soft skills in the context of teachers, soft skills in the context of students, soft skills in the context of employees. Sir neatly explained the industry needs not the students who are good in academic, they prefer the students who are good in soft skills. They need the students who have the ability to solve the problem solving skills, teamwork, effective communication, conflict resolution, and stress management. He then explained the approach of teaching and learning, and he just emphasized on students-oriented approach. And sir also discussed about emotional intelligence, the importance of positive emotional intelligence, all the things he has discussed in this lecture. It is very informative and highly lively class. And I just asked the participants, all the professors who are participating in this short-term course can ask clarifications and queries to Dr. Khairli sir, and from this speech you can ask question to him. If the questions are go for nearly 5 to 10 minutes, you can ask the clarification to him.
Okay, Dr. Frank, how are you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, fine, good sir.
Okay, Dr. Prof. Cairo, how are you? My colleague from University Malaysia Kelantan.
Yeah,
Sorry,
thank you.
I have another class. Just finished today class. I'm testing your knowledge directly in my class, Dr. Cairo. When you're speaking in the Max my computer, I'm applying in the other room. So very effective. Okay, my question like this, very simple. Dr. Cairo, I think our team, you, my team, have done something on the soft skill. Am I right? We do with the University Petronas Malaysia and UMK. Can you share the key findings of our research where our students actually stand for now? Because today, so you see, just now I was talking to the Z generation. Z generation, they are not like our generation. They are not loyal. They will go like freelance now. They're not working for someone that listen to you. All right. Like example, this afternoon in my class, the student advised me. You know what he said, Dr. Carol? You see, first time, Probala, I think you don't punish the other student. They're not coming. There's reason for that. So how you want to deal like this? This is a student Z generation, which I think you and me never come across in your life. Am I right, Dr. Carol? Are you able to ask your professor? Sorry, but I respect him. I nicely, I know this generation is like that. I nicely tell him, okay, Alif, I think you're a great idea, but you need to know what to do and I advise. But this trend now, so can you share with us, Doctor? Of course, our paper we can share to participants key findings that we done for the research we conducted. Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Bala. Okay, actually, I have made collaborate with a Prof. Bada in terms of to doing the research on the employability skills actually. So what are industries needs actually for the our students in terms or in context of the employability skill itself. So whether if looking to the the finding of the research, if I want to share here in general actually, we have a lot of attributes there. Okay, but the most important things what we get from our respondents is they are preferred that our respondent actually come from industries, so they are preferred that communication skills is the most important things. By the way, when we do some focus group discussion before, so some of industries that communication skills are not really important in their fields. That is some short findings. So for the example, I'm not sure, but for the example, in the technicals or in the engineerings, when they want to designs, okay, they want to design the building, for the example, they want to calculate and they want to make the drawing. So they said that no need to that means that the communication skill is not a top priority for them. So the top priority for them is a technical skills. But by the way, the most feedback from the industries said that the communication skills is very important. So it's depend actually what kind of fields that are students that are students take. Okay, for the example, in the mechanical engineering, maybe have some kind of sets of difference employability compared the mechanical engineering, and compared to the art and art or maybe some kind of science socials course, for example. So a difference there. But by the way, if we're looking in general for all of the attribute in the employability, all of the students, more than 70% of our students actually still in the moderate level of the employability skills. Means that they still have some kind of space to improve themselves in context of the employability skills. So they are just stay in the the level of moderate, the level of communication skills in the moderate level, the level of the problem solving skills in the moderate levels. So why? Because we relate or going back to a curriculums. Okay, we're going back to the curriculums. We're looking to the course learning outcome that settings in that curriculum actually not focus, okay, in the communication, in the effective, actually just focus in the level 2 and 3 only, or level 1 or 2 only. They are not going to the level 4 in the domain of the effective. I said that is the other problems. Okay, so that's why I'm concerned here is about the planning first. We must be planned. So how to plan? We must be planned firstly by develop and designs the curriculum itself. The curriculum is a very important, because at the end of the day, okay, what we want to achieve is what we teach to our student. If we just to teach our student and we just give a simple activities only, student cannot be masters in the soft skills. Okay. And then what Professor Bala asked is about, because the generation, the Z generation, for the examples, they have their own ways. Okay, so that's why the way of teaching is different now. So now we are not teach our student. Before this, we teach our student, but now we are facilitate our student. Before this, we act as a lecturer or teachers or educators, but now we act as a facilitator. So there is a different thing. Before this, maybe the way or the approach of teaching and learning in terms of teacher oriented or exam oriented, but now it looks like it's going shift to the students oriented. So I think that's in a new ways, okay, of teaching and learning approach. Okay, we can be managed. Okay, the changing of the worlds. Okay, the changing of the what Generation Z needs. Okay, that what I'm. That is my opinions, Prof. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can be correct me if I'm wrong, but that is my opinions.
Yeah. Thank you, Doctor. Because what do you call, like this generation, the classroom, I think we are both working for more than 25 years in the academic world, and we see the students a different kind of student. But I think the challenge for us as a lecturer, how to deal with this kind of student. They are coming back a lot challenge. I did try my tutorial class just now. I didn't talk even zero at talking. I give the video of my own video. They go to the YouTube and they analyze like reporter. It's really excellent. I really appreciate that. They speak English very well and they can analyze the issues and they can talk. I think this is what we're supposed to do. Don't ever control. Let them talk. Let them speak. I think that's what my advice for lecturers in the school. Regardless whatever we are level, I'm professor or wherever I'm doctor. But when come to see them as our partner. So, and I think we also straightforward to comment them. Don't let them go by themselves. You get directly commented, at the same time you engage them on the classroom activity. Otherwise, you're going to lose your, the momentum that the teacher-student relationship. Okay, Doctor, thanks a lot for the findings.
So we act depend to the situation, Prof. We act depend to the situation. So we manipulate the situation and we control the situation. So that's when we can be manipulated and we can control the situation. So where we can be act as what our situations has been. So thank you, Prof. Thank you, Dr. Franks. Okay. Maybe any questions?
Any more questions? Okay, if there is no questions from your side, we can move to the next section. Sir, thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and be a part of this short-term course. Okay, It is highly enlightened section, and I can even witness something great wisdom from your talk. Really great talk from you, sir. It is
Thank you.
really
Thank you.